Yo guys, what is up? It is Alex or Black Eye here, and this is just going to be a little video, well probably not going to be little because I end up rambling for a billion years anyway, but I'm just in MS Paint with the Conquest map up. I know that like you guys don't really see MS Paint that much because it's like so high quality, and I want to keep like the high quality content on my channel, so I decided to download MS Paint from some sketchy torrent website because not a lot of people have this. It's very high quality, very like government official shit. So but today I'm going to discuss starting as an ADC. This isn't really going to be a guide because I'm not 100% sure what is correct versus what isn't, but I'm going to talk through it logically and I'm going to give my conclusion on how you should start as an ADC. I could be wrong, could be right, but hopefully this will help a few people and get some people thinking. So currently what I've been seeing is every ADC, doesn't matter who you're laning against, doesn't matter who you're laning with, they will start Bumbas 100% of the time and start at the red buff, move to purple, do purple, and then go to lane. I'm going to argue against that and say that is not always 100% correct. So first let's talk about the two starts that are currently being used. One involves Bumba's Mask and one is just the regular old ADC start. So basically just a quick rundown: if you start Bumba's Mask, you're going to want to go to red, go to purple, either go here in lane if they do the same thing, or go back here in clear lane if they decide to start at lane because your minions are going to be pushed up to tower. Notice how I said you go this way and not this way, because if you go this way they could catch you right here and then you might have to fight when you don't want to fight. The other start is without Bumba's Mask. You either start here at lane or you start up here, well also in lane, but the reason that you could start up here is if you notice they're starting at buffs, and then you could clear them quicker and then you could maybe get an invade here, or you could just start fighting them while they're doing the, obviously you wouldn't want to do that, start up here if they have someone like a Kuzenbo or a Hercules support, because then you're just going to get pushed into tower and then you're just fucked. So that is what I believe is the two starts. And well, there's also a third scenario where you both start in lane and then like they start here, you start here, and then one team pushes the other team up, or you both clear at the same time, just like the beginning of season 4. And I think that's why people are starting Bumbas, because if they're going to get out cleared anyway, they might as well start at the buffs so that they don't get invaded, because at the start of season 4 what people were doing was just out clearing and then they would invade your buffs and then you would get screwed out of 2 buffs and you would lose farm and experience. So now I'm going to discuss what I think is correct versus what I think is incorrect. Now first of all, I'm going to throw this out there. I think starting Bumba's Mask no matter what ADC you are is incorrect. I think you have to evaluate who you are laning with versus who you are laning against. Because if you are an Artemis Ares and you are laning against a Neith Khepri, you're going to lose lane. So you might as well start Bumba's Mask and just start at red, try to clear as much as purple as possible, and then run behind your tower and clear them, because you're gonna get out cleared anyway and you're gonna get pushed back to your tower. So why would you start in a lane and have them invade your buffs when you can just do it yourself before they go to it? Now if they read that and go to your buffs, well then you're shit out of luck and you're probably just gonna have to go to lane and try to clear as much as possible. But most people don't do that. Most people either start in lane or start at their buffs, and I haven't seen any invades since season 3. On the flip side, if you're a Neith Khepri, why the fuck would you start at buffs? Starting at buffs is literally the worst case scenario if you obviously outclear them, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to start at your red buff, you're going to do your purple, you're going to go to lane. They're going to do their red buff, they're going to do their purple buff, go to lane, and then you're both going to clear wave, and then you're probably going to push them out in the tower, but why? Like what? How is pushing them to their tower like good if you aren't doing anything or getting any kills? So if you obviously outclear them, start here, clear the lane here, go behind them and invade their buffs, and hopefully you can get the purple, because Neith Khepri is fucking stupid level 1 clear and Ares Artemis doesn't, so they're probably going to clear red and then purple will probably be up. And after that you can clear lane here like in the middle, and then you can go to your 2 buffs, get them, and then you can go back to lane without missing any farm. This means that the enemy loses out their experience in the purple buff, but not only do they lose their experience on purple, you get the experience. People don't understand that you have to realize that when you take farm, you're not just getting farm, but you're making the other team lose farm. So like it might, I'm just going to throw this out there, I don't know the exact experience, but let's say purple buff gives 100 experience That was a terrible circle. Let me redo that. Let's say purple buff gives 100 experience. That's not only 100 experience that you're getting, that's 100 experience that they're losing. So that's a net difference of 200 experience. And if you do that multiple times, you're going to just keep snowballing, because eventually you're going to get to the point where you can fight them and get a kill very easily. And also, another reason why I like starting in lane if I cannot clear them is because Bumba's mask means you're down 500 gold at the start. Now, at the end of the game, when you're selling it, you're only down like 166 gold because you're going to sell it and make that back. But at the start of the game, you're going to lose 500 gold just for a little bit faster clear in the jungle, and you get some health and mana back. This is the same reason why I don't think Chalice of the Oracle is good, the Ward Chalice, because you're losing 400 gold off the start, and you could use that money towards items and stuff. You're going to make the money back later when you place 8 wards, but it's not worth it at the start, because by the time you lay down 8 wards, the game will be too far progressed that 400 gold won't matter anymore. But in the early game, when you immediately spend the 400 gold, that 400 gold will matter, especially since the starting items you're getting are cheap. Well, should be cheap. Like, you shouldn't be getting Rada Tahuti like first or second item, or like Deathbringer first or second item. You're going to want your boots, which is like 1500 gold. You're going to want your Ichaival, which is 1700 gold. And 400 gold, that's like a quarter of the way there. And in early game, that gold is kind of hard to come by, because you're not just running lane to lane, buff to buff, just clearing shit and farming gold. So basically what I think is correct, and to summarize everything I just said, evaluate who you're laning against and just try to think of what will happen if you both start in lane. So for example, I might be a Rama and my support's a Sylvanas. They might have a Neith and their support's a Khepri. If you're confident in your ability, then I think you should outclear them as Rama and Sylvanas versus a Neith Khepri. Obviously, you're going to have to be careful and dodge their abilities, but I have faith in my Rama, and I'm going to have faith in my support that we can outclear them. So I am like 90% sure that Rama Sylvanas will outclear Khepri Neith. So I'm going to start in the lane. I'm not going to go Bumbas. Now, there are 2 scenarios here. They start Bumbas, and they do red-purple, and you start up here and clear the lane. Or they come to lane, you're just going to have to try to outclear them. So let's say this does happen. They do red-purple, you sit here and clear lane. If you realize they did both, then don't stay and fight. Just retreat and secure your purple-red. And then if they push up the lane, you could just go back here. No harm, no foul, and you are not down 500 gold. Especially in the early game where the power spikes are huge with a little amount of gold. Warrior Boots is probably one of the biggest power spikes in the game. 40 power for like 1500 gold along with a bunch of other stuff. Ichaival, 1700 gold for a net power difference of 60. If you get Ichaival before the enemy ADC, you're going to want to fight them. Like, you're going to immediately want to try to fight them, because that's a net power difference of 60 power, which is a lot early game, especially as like, well, you get Ichaival like level 8 or some shit. So at level 8 or 9, 60 power is a lot. So you're going to want to try to fight them as soon as you get Ichaival. And if they're spending money on Bumba's mask and you're not, you're going to like 100% guarantee that Ichaival early or the boots early, and then you're just going to beat the shit out of them if they decide to fight you. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because I hate how brain dead everyone else plays as soon as SPL happens and someone does something new. Like, I've literally seen so many Kamazatzes because he was played a few times in SPL, and everyone's like, holy shit, he was played in SPL, he's good. Like, that doesn't mean he's good. He's in the exact same spot he was before the SPL. People just happen to play him and do well with him. Hell, you could play Artemis in ADC and completely shit on everyone else. That doesn't mean Artemis is good. That just means you had a good game with Artemis, or you were just better than them. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Tell me I'm retarded if you disagree, or agree with me and leave your 2 cents. Yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed. Live stream link in the description. Talk to you later.